I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
Just hit the button.
I'm hitting the button. I'm hitting the button.
Okay.
I hit the button.
yeah. The stork just spikes them up there. You know,
Bestiality.
Based.
like football.
Everyone says that
American
birds
football.
aren't sexy. Explain the storks.
The mares?
Mates?
Okay.
You have not explained this con meme yet.
The world's sexiest bird is the secretary bird. That's fact.
Oh yeah, I know about that one. The one in a Gretzko.
What the fuck? The secretary bird?
Yeah, it's called that because it actually looks like a secretary.
Holy shit! It's like the bird that's on Agritsugo.
Yeah, that's what I just said. A Gretzko.
What is wrong with you
Oh
both?
my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's actually fucking awesome. All right, we're live.
Yes,
let's,
we are live.
Let's do this thing.
Hello, people.
Hello, Twitch lovers, and welcome to hello gamers. Welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for this evening are Enigma and Toku.
I've got the gaming brawn, the gaming grip.
Milk.
I am too gamer for stream. That's why I'm muted.
My name is Flutter Priest, and this week we may be on a limited crew, but we've got unlimited potential in our guest. We have the awesome Jackelope.
Hey, people. I'm here. Hello.
Dab. Perfect.
Dab.
Dab. For those who haven't tuned in before, hello and welcome. You can check out previous episodes on our YouTube channel, as well as places like iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcasts, Spotify, and other places where you can digest your podcast-related material for other episodes, such as Dusty Cat, Andrea Libman, John Delancey, and more. We're streaming live on Twitch right now, which means that we're going to interact with chat. Enigma, what are questions we don't ask our guests?
You always ask me this, and I always forget. So I'm just going to say from the top of my head, no religion, no politics, no self-incriminating stuff.
That was pretty good. Yeah, no, that was about right. Let's just not be an asshole with Jackalope, but Jackalope's pretty cool. I think we're ready to throw him to the wolves. But with that said, let's get some actual interviewing done before we start asking these questions from the fanfiction thread. Jackalope, hello and welcome. Let's introduce you. Who are you and what do you do in the fandom?
I don't want to say former writer, but it has been quite a while, obviously. I did writing. I try to lend a hand to other writers where I can. Honestly, there's not much to say about me.
So what makes you say former writer? Like, you have quite the presence on fanfiction.
I have a presence, but it's more like a, like one of the shadows from the Hiroshima bomb, right? Yeah, I've got 600 followers. I've got plenty of stories published. But I don't know if you noticed, but my last published story was like 3 years ago. Which
that's fair.
Yeah, that's why I has been really. Although I do want to get back into it, and I'm hoping to get something out this month, so I'm no longer a has been.
Yeah. Well, let's dissect that a little bit, because what everyone experiences a block. What led you to stop writing?
The last story I published, Mother Daughter Bonding. Like when I was writing that last chapter, nothing would come out, right? And there's this term I use, like, it's called mind goblins.
Right.
I use it to describe. Yeah,
You also follow them, don't you? The Zaibatsu.
yeah. Like
I
this.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah. So basically I use it as a term to describe when I feel like something's wrong with what I'm writing, but I don't know what it is. But I can feel it, like some kind of seventh sense that what I'm doing here is wrong, and I don't know how to fix it. So I would just keep erasing what I've written. Like sometimes I could write not tens of thousands of hyperbole. The most amount of words I ever deleted was 7,000 words, entirely down to mind goblins. And like that last chapter, not the very last chapter, so the penultimate one. I wrote that chapter like 7 times, and even when I completed it, it was more I I didn't like amend it any further, more out of exhaustion and frustration than anything. And I kind of rushed just to get it out. Now, by rushing, I don't mean I tried to compromise on quality. I knew if I didn't get it out, I would just be stuck in this perpetual delete, rewrite cycle. Now, the funniest thing about the story was it was a commission for 5,000 words. How many words have I done?
Mother Daughter is at about 13,000. No, sorry, my bad. It's at 20.
Yeah, and I because when I do a story, I'll take the idea you've given me, but I still want to write like my story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or at least
Oh yeah.
I want to do a story that feels cohesive as a decent beginning, middle, end, that sort of thing. So I mean, for a while, that's why I'd only ask just for the bare concept when someone commissioned me. Don't don't give me don't give me like everything you want. Just give me characters, scenario, kinks, and I'll try and get some out of you. People tended to like what I gave them in the end, and
You're kind of describing yourself as those manatees from South Park. Give me a scenario, a kink, and
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of truth there in like taking commissions because I find the most miserable commissions to write. And I don't even write commissions anymore. Is just when someone gives you the entire story. Like the more details there are, the more specific they are. They clearly already have something in their head.
yeah.
And so I would almost argue it's like, well, you clearly know what you want. Why don't you put it together? Because I'm going to get things wrong compared to your mental picture of it. And then it becomes this feedback loop because me personally, after I get done making something, like I will probably be like, hey, here's the outline that I'm thinking of the story. Is this kind of what you had in mind? And then usually not super long, and then I'll write at least to the limit. And if I finish something and I found that I didn't hit the limit, it's like, oh well, shit. Then it's the length thing. But otherwise, I'm like you, where it's like if someone pays me for 5,000, but I wrote 10,000, whatever. I'm not gonna hunt you down for 5,000 words.
Yeah, I took the bare minimum payment for that commission, and I didn't ask for any more money after. Like, I think when I got to 15,000, I was like, what am I doing?
No,
Anyway,
I think that's fair.
and then I just kept continuing.
So you haven't released anything since then because
Yeah,
you wanted to just release something and like get past. But then since then, the mind goblins are still just active and made you like proud of anything you put together. Or
what I spent years doing was like I can look at them right now. I have dozens of books on the subject and craft of writing because I wanted to figure out what exactly was triggering, the mind goblins. And I can say after years, I have no idea. No, I feel like I can write a grammatically perfect sentence now. But I know flow, how a sentence ought to read, etc. But a lot of what like good writing comes down to is feeling. Like there are objective rules, when it comes
Yes.
to grammar,
Yes.
flow, but whether or not a piece of prose is good is like a good text. That's something I can't really uh, reach an internal consensus on, because it's in almost every other aspect of writing there is an objective like aspect of it that you can say, yeah, this is done correctly, yeah, this is good. But when it comes to whether or not the text you're reading is good, um I have no idea still.
I found that I mean, so I only really this much on this, and I find this so fascinating because I myself am dealing with my own writer's block. Um, and so when I call it writer's block, I just being in this spot on FemFiction where I've written so many words over such a long period of time, and I am just convinced that like it's this imposter syndrome, like it's entirely a fluke.
No, yeah,
And
yeah.
I put together all of these stories, and I'm writing chapters, trying to finish something that I started 8 years ago. And I hit this moment where like I was rereading the first 5 chapters. I'm like, this is dog shit. How did I even justify releasing this? And as I put together and I start writing things, it feels like I'm just doing more of the same. Um, and I found that pushing past it and actually sending it to an editor and being like, hey, this is probably terrible. What do you think? And then someone else gives me that feedback. It's like, no, actually, it's not terrible. This, like, I kind of get that feedback of, no, I'm wrong, and I'm just trying to self sabotage myself. I'm not sure how much that exactly applies to you specifically. Maybe there's a certain degree of like shame in like putting this thing together and you're convinced it's bad and then like getting external feedback on it. But I don't know. I hope in some way you can find a way to fight the goblins, because I know once I've actually began putting more words down on paper and releasing it, I've been generally happier as a result.
No, it's I've had that thing where no matter what anybody tells me about the quality of my writing, my work, uh, I don't believe them, or I don't accept their truth as my truth, I suppose. But, like, I don't view any of the writing I've done ever as being good, and I feel like I still have to work towards creating a genuinely good piece of work. But there's an element of frustration when you get words down, and I don't know. I guess because you've read plenty of authors who have surpassed you, but like not just on the website you publish into, but also in real life, where you can read their work and see how good their writing is, and it feels like no matter how many hours you put into writing, that you're just not reaching their level yet.
What is your
There's
ultimate? Sorry, please continue.
sorry, but there's like the big curse is being able to recognize good writing and then realizing that what you're writing isn't good writing. And that's still something I'm struggling to, because whenever I put words down, and then read what I've just put down, I go, this isn't how do I make this good? And,
Well, let me ask you this, because I mean it's related, but it's also like tangential. What is your ultimate goal with writing? Like fan fiction, is that just the first step into something else? Is writing enjoyment for you? Is a cathartic release? Like what do you get out of writing?
I like feeling like I'm good at something, you know,
Yeah.
and like, there are a ton of things that I like in real life. I consider myself particularly, adept at. Writing was something I thought for a long time that, yeah, this is my thing. I can aspire to be a writer. And so when mind goblins attacked, is a really big blow to me. My main aspiration with writing would be to just do lots of it and get it out there. I want to write stories people will enjoy reading.
Yeah.
That's my main goal in life. And the closest I've gotten is like I do editing as like that's like my job basically. I can observe other people's writing, how they do, and help them, get to their desired goal and whatnot. But I can't. I'm still struggling to get to that stage myself.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said that by learning and studying from other people, you get this ability to learn what they're doing and kind of uh, analyze what works and what doesn't work. Um, ha- Sorry, but I cut you off anyway.
When someone asks you, why do you write? The correct answer is always spite.
Right?
Just spite. I write, like,
Spite.
yeah.
Well, I think I've effectively, through my questions, brought down the mood. Let's move to some little more lighthearted questions. What got you into MLB?
Wait. One last thing, just before I answer
Oh, yeah,
that
go
one.
ahead. By all means.
I don't know if any like aspiring writers are listening to this or whatnot, but the poison seed that led to this is, there's advice: don't be arrogant. Right? Don't accept don't listen to the words of other people. Just only have faith in yourself. And then, I took the opposite approach where I had so little like pride in what I did that not pride in what I did, but pride of like what I produced, that I never got to a point where I could like feel good about what I released. So try to maintain like a middle ground between pride and humility when it comes to writing. If you need to listen to other people's criticism, and you need to actively work to fix your flaws, but don't think your work is any lesser. Essentially, try to keep positive about the work you do, but remember to take advice.
Work hard, but take it easy. Do it fast, but do it slow.
Temper your ego, and temper your ego with what would make that decent metaphor? Ego with humility? Whatever. That's question.
Yeah.
I look
Yeah.
funny.
Well, how did you find yourself getting into MLB?
I remember it like it was yesterday. 2011.
Yes.
see. Oh man, do I want to give the? No, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you straight. 2011. Puberty. Uh, Wanted to read a story about lesbians. First, the story I came across was something called what's it called? Swayback Mountains. It was essentially like a Brokeback Mountain thing, but with Rarity and Applejack.
Okay.
And that was my first exposure to MLP. Watched the Know Your Meme video on Bronies. In that video, I saw Luna, liked the design, watched that episode she appeared in first, and then I started with the show. My first actual involvement with the fandom was probably I just posted a bunch of troll fics on Film Fiction. You know, like remember when like 60s Spider-Man and Old Spice was like an oddly popular thing to include?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where got my involvement. I wrote for 2 years, left in 2013. But that like dipping the toe, no, that dipping my toe in the writing scene is what actually, planted the seed for me wanting to, get better at writing. Then I came back 4 or 5 years later and came back as Jackelope. Oh, and I watched the first 4 seasons, and then I stopped.
No, I think that's fair. And that's
yeah.
what was the final straw? The wingening, the alicorn didn't stop you. So what got you out of the show?
I just wasn't finding episodes as entertaining anymore. When it came to like content to create, stories with and stuff, I would go read up on the wiki, watch relevant clips and whatnot. But I wouldn't sit down to watch a full episode again after season 4. I did get to the end of season 4, but then I was more involved in reading, fan fictions, writing fan fictions. I was still really involved with the community, but I wasn't, keeping up with the show all that much.
No, I mean, I think that's fair. There's a lot of the community that is able to just kind of survive, even though like they didn't care about the show, or they had already gotten a good enough foundation to work with, and so then when someone comes, it's like you can't do this because this is Fluttershy has a brother, and they're like, Fluttershy has a brother, what?
I think the show's a really good sandbox. Oh, sorry.
Well, they did that with Twilight also. It's like, oh yeah, my brother's getting married. I was like, everyone's like, what? You got a brother?
Yeah, they did Lampshade that. Did they do a similar thing with Fluttershy?
They did.
Just
so Fluttershy has a failure to launch brother that abuses kindness in order to not grow as a person.
I have seen that character around. Some Leech did a couple stories on him, I believe.
And then later on, they just miraculously gave Scootaloo parents.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that too. I do like, I know all the big plot points, like the CMC got the key marks, 4 acts, Discord Redemption. I think that was season 4 anyway. Grognar, that weird evil Philly, the new main 6, all that stuff. Yeah, I absorbed it to, make sure I could utilize it in stories.
Oh yeah. Next question is, to the people who have followed you for this long and waited nice and patiently for updates to your stories. What would you have to say to them for their support and time?
Feel an immense amount of gratitude. Um, the encouragement from all of you is like, especially early on, it really helped, kept me going. And like knowing there's people, still waiting, probably that help. They help keep me glued to the website and like keep trying. Basically, I keep trying because I want to please them. I hope to have something by the end of the month or the start of next month.
Aw,
So,
well said. Well, and then last but not least, before we actually go out to the thread, who is the best pony?
uh, um, let's see. Uh, First getting into the fandom. I mean, I have like a timeline in my head. Luna got me in. Uh, Fluttershy after Luna, like main six. But nowadays, controversial pick, Rarity.
That is
Where's the
less
controversy?
controversial than you might think, actually.
Yeah, she's great.
Speaking as a Princess Cadence fan, like, what makes you think Rarity is controversial?
Well, I guess this is just like old stuff. I guess because I remember she was like, I don't think she had anything really going for her early on, other than being kind of arrogant. Some general system.
I think there's a lot to be said there, where like over time, Rarity as a character really began to grow and develop um, into a very complex person that still cares about her friends, but she's gonna take her time to be sad for herself.
She always came across to me as the most mature, uh, and I like elegance. And I'm in real life. I am a big romantic. I like. I've got tons of I've got a lot of poetry books, believe it or not, and they're all like half of them are to do with romance, love, some Shakespeare. I got one Philip Larkin book, but that's the extent of misery I can put up with when it comes to poetry. Otherwise, yeah, I vibe with Rarity, basically.
She's the only one out of all of them that open up her own franchise.
Yeah. She's also the capitalist idol. Uh, you know, very
He's a boss bitch.
yeah,
I never thought of her as capitalism.
boss girl.
The
No, she's
element of capitalism.
she'd be an ANCAP, right? Um,
I don't know anything about that, man. You're talking to the wrong person.
anarcho-monarchist.
Uh,
Every mayor queen. No,
nah.
no.
But anyway, we got questions out on our thread.
Okay.
And the first person that actually asked a question in our chat is Shakespeare, please, asking when the next chapter of mother-daughter bonding is gonna be. Purely, asking for the good of the people. I'm sure, Shakes.
That's great. How about the 12th of March? There you go.
Ooh, that's dangerous, man.
No, I don't care.
Don't break your promise.
Didn't Pat and Wooly teach you anything about not dating your shit?
No. Listen, sorry. Mind Goblins is, it's my word now. I use it, Oh,
Oh, we're fine.
No, he's having technical issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they taught me is it's better to double down, never back down. So when I say the 12th of March, I'm gonna say the 12th of March.
Hey, more power to you. I made the. Should I use the word promise? I made the vague promise. No, I promised to finish Office Love, which is my 8-year-long story, by the end of April. And so
Oh,
I'm going to try to keep to that. But I only got 3 chapters left, so I think that's very doable. And
well,
then I
luckily
can.
he only asked for a chapter, so and the chapters I had in mind were endings anyway, so they shouldn't take like it should be more than 5,000 words.
And
Yeah.
what comes in the pre-order edition?
I will
There.
leave one thumbs up on the comment of your choice. Choose wisely.
Just everyone says to upvote Among Us, and everyone upvotes just a single comment of Among Us. Oh, that'd be terrible. All right, next questions are from RK Striker JK5. Question number 1 is, what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Oh, let's see. If we remain within the realm of fantasy, how about I like the Prince of Nothing series by Scott Back.
Oh, I
Oh,
haven't even heard of that. Sell me on it.
it's a fantasy novel where the apocalypse has happened once before. This and the second apocalypse is coming up. Big issue. No one knows the second apocalypse is coming up, and so you follow these 3 characters who have their own agendas, but as you know, things start to escalate, they may find their motives changed. Although that doesn't count as a franchise. This was a book series. Like, what do you call a franchise?
A book
Like,
series is a franchise. I think a lot of people consider a franchise to be like if it has games, movies, shows, and books, then it's probably a franchise.
okay,
Or they can sell toys about it.
alright.
Then it's a franchise. But
Let's see. Alright, if we keep it realm of fantasy again, probably a cliche answer, but you know, I like Lord of the Rings. I think everyone likes Lord of the Rings.
ain't nothing wrong with Lord of the Rings. What about Second Apocalypse?
It's just like in the Silmarillion, boys.
See, Lord of the Rings, although usually the second answer's the best. But I don't think there's a ton of fantasy series that have. I mean, Game of Thrones has a TV show, book series.
I would definitely say Game of Thrones is a franchise.
Are you saying that you love Amazon's Rings of Power?
No, but also similar to Game of Thrones. I mean, every franchise drops the ball, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, not a single one hasn't. Halo, Halo 5, Halo Infinite, Mass Effect Andromeda,
Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery, Voyager, depending on who you ask.
Star Trek Plus, Star Trek Max, Star Trek Diet.
Gotcha.
I have to admit, this is the first time I've heard someone say that Halo Infinite was bad. Maybe I'm just not a gamer anymore.
Have you played it?
I did. When it first came out, I played multiplayer for a little while. But is the story bad?
What?
You're getting into some very philosophical territory right now.
Alright, Halo 4 restarts the storyline, got the Endless, or whatever they're called, don't remember. Oh, Prometheans, that's it.
Right.
Halo 5 is a continuation of that story still, but
in the worst
people don't like it. So they essentially cancel that storyline and go and follow the storyline of arguably a more well-received game, Halo Wars 2, Halo Infinite. But then they don't follow that storyline because they do a time skip, and now there's a new bunch of villains.
I can explain Priest why it's terrible. Hey Priest.
Yes.
Hey Priest. We got to stop the new bad guy. The fucking Infinite. We got to stop the Infinite. All right. You ready to stop the Infinite?
Then the flood come.
Or no? Are you ready to stop the Infinite? Yes or no?
Yes.
Credits.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing.
And oh my god,
343
next
came
game
out with
comes out.
fucking Halo 4. And Halo 4, I don't care what people say, was a good game. It was a good game, and I will die on that hill. And it proved that 343 can actually do some writing and actually tell a decent story. It would have been a great game if it had like 3 more levels into it. Halo 5 completely shattered that notion that they had any ability to write anything. And unfortunately, I think they knew it was also dog shit. So Halo Infinite is sort of picking up the pieces, like we have to write our way into something that's somewhat, at least story-wise, something competent out
No,
of the dog shit remnants.
They literally had to go grab a superior villain from an RTS game, but then they don't even utilize said
Which
villain.
is the funniest part because 343 still shows it can't write villains properly. Every single one of their villains is, haha, I will taunt you from a distance. I'm the big bad guy. Fuck you. You can't beat me.
We will
Until at the
kill
very end-
you, Spartan man.
until at the very end, it's a shitty battle, and then you do actually kill them every time. Never.
It's
At
just-
least it wasn't a quick time villain that you kill with a quick time event.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
See, I thought was Bungie still Reach?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was the
but-
last
yeah.
one they did.
343.
Reach was really good.
It was. But we're almost at a Star Wars dilemma now, where it almost the good is almost being outnumbered by the amount of bad that has been released. Where,
Oof.
like, and yeah, that's like, I mean, for Star Wars fans, right? You could at least like, could you call yourself a fan of the movies, all of them, if like 3 of them are disputed? Like, if 50.
What do you mean you don't love that scene where they spend like an hour in fucking Casino Planet and you know the animals, you gotta free them.
No,
And,
that was even before the sequels came out. Like the prequels, right?
There's
Like,
a certain degree where, like, okay, so low key, I think the prequels are fun and good, like so bad it's good way.
I mean,
and then I think number 3 is actually good.
I'm a Zoomer, so like the prequels do hold a place in my heart.
I love the Clone Wars. I love the concept of the Clone Wars. I hate the way the movies represent them, but I love how everything else, like the Clone Wars shows and everything, does it better than the actual movies.
I'm also kind of irked that as an adult I like the politics of the prequels because I like sci-fi politics. But
people were making it like we're making a big deal, like, yeah, George Lucas, make him about trade disputes. That's always the good shit. Well, I mean, wasn't
hell
a
yeah,
terrible
dude!
plot point.
I
Wasn't
love
a terrible
that.
plot point to revolve around. But I think you just had to know what you were getting into. Yeah, the prequels are actually kind of bad, and the dialogue is anime tier. But you know what? That's kind of that's a little bit of the charm of it. I don't think they're good movies. They're fun movies, though.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart. She died of a broken heart.
As she runs like a normal human being while 9 months pregnant.
That runs like a normal human being.
I kind of low key. I really want to see like a terrible edit of the movie where like it could be like TikTok tier, where it's just like Padme actually 9 months pregnant trying to do the shit in the movie.
Boy, do I have something
slow
special
down,
for you,
or just like is in conversation that needs to nope out to like vomit.
There is a thing on YouTube that is for every single Star Wars movie, I believe, at least at the prequels to like actually the main trilogy. They had people with low budgets reenact every single scene and every bit of dialogue, and it is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my
Oh,
entire life.
yeah,
You
he
know
showed me this.
exactly what I'm talking about, Enigma. It is a giant shit post. It's like they're reenacting the whole thing with their own like $2 of props, and it is the best thing ever, and I highly recommend it.
Oh my god. Send it to me. I'll put it in the down there part for people that
Did-
want to check it out.
Did you guys ever see that edit where Anakin walks into the youngling room and the younglings turn on their lightsabers and they're all red, and then Anakin just backs out of there?
Oh, I have seen that. Oh god. Oh, sorry, go ahead, please. I keep cutting you off.
No, it's fine. I remember there was like a redub of the Star Wars the prequels where the like did they just inject a ton of weed references into it?
I thought you were referring to that thing where it was translated many times and then they just played
Oh
it.
yeah,
Because we watched that.
Oh yeah,
it-
it was the Chinese bootleg dub.
We were speculating. We were saying, is this how they speak language in their world? Is that basic?
No, it was the result of taking the original movie in English, translating it to Chinese, and then retranslating it back into English, and then dubbing that.
What was it? What was it called? Defile the dark side? No.
It does not deflower of the dark side.
I don't know what it is, but we're for the big.
It was some meme tier thing. I remember this. We did a movie night on it.
It's gonna bug me if I don't know.
oh yeah, okay. Oral Knots. They did like a weird redub of the prequel trilogy. It's surprisingly good.
What's the prequel trilogy? And I think we saw the first one movie. No, wait, we saw the third one, did we?
Backstroke of the West. Star Wars: The Third Gathers. Backstroke of the West.
Backstroke of the West. That was it.
I haven't.
Okay.
Why would I post a video like this?
Oh, put it behind the counter. It's the.
Oh yeah. There. Keep in mind, I watched this 10 years ago, so I have no idea if the humor.
Yeah, I've seen this. When I have friends over, we watch this all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I like they completely changed like the movie. It's great.
Hey, okay, Jackalope. Out of all the main six, which one do you think has the highest metachlorian count?
Oh, like saying a unicorn would be cheating, wouldn't it? Well, that's a given, right?
I mean, obviously, yes.
But let's say force powers are like a separate thing. They have magic, but this is space magic. God, like Rainbow. She's like the most archetypal. Like she's like Anakin.
I could see her using force speed to just you zip to and fro.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
But she's Anakin, right? Like in terms of like character archetype. So she'd have the highest.
Yeah, she also hates sand. That's why she's always in the cloud.
Oh yeah.
Try
and get me up here, sand.
Speaking of, have you ever done any fan-related content for a non-MLP franchise?
No.
No.
Although I did start 1,000 words on some like Teen Titans story like 4 years ago, something. Just I was like, oh man, leotard.
I mean,
that's like
leotard. I mean, Slade's just here and ready for Teen Titans fan fiction.
Yeah, but then it's before. Man, 4 years ago is hyperbole. It was like way further back, 7, 8 years. Yeah, 8 years ago. I started the Teen Titans story, never finished it because I didn't know how semicolon worked. So, put that in the
Let's use them everywhere. That's the
Yeah.
rule of semicolons. If you don't know how to use them all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, technically everything's a clause, right? So like you can't. Yeah, you can use it everywhere, right? But this is a statement, so I can put a semicolon preceding it.
Yes. Next question from Stryker is: do you get much in the way of residuals from Jackalope merchandise?
No, ever since the lawsuit, no.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. That's officially. I'm no longer buying little jackalopes at guest shops at weird roadside attractions.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, Lil Jackie is no longer on sale. Sorry.
Yeah. Next question is from Officer Hot Pants, who says, "Do you really think they don't know? You can't escape the consequences of that night forever." And then it's like messed up August 23rd, 2009.
I thought we discussed this before. So no questions about the incident. What'd I say? What did I say?
Damn, throwing him right under the bus.
How did I get this mic off? I'm out.
To give him credit, though, he's got a great profile pic, so I'm gonna let it pass.
Yeah. True. Okay.
Up next, we got Dear Generate. Number 1. If you weren't writing on film fiction, what would you have written for instead? What series instead should I specify?
Okay. Let's see. So, film fiction, like MLP stuff. I'm thinking of like Butterfly Effect, right?
Right.
Like what would have to have changed? So if I never ran into MLP, it'd have to be on something else that could have had like an equally large impact on me at the time. You know, my little 12-year-old self. Probably. God, it'd have to be either Halo or Mass Effect.
I mean, there's a lot there.
Those are the 3 things. Yeah. Out of those 3 things, I think Halo would probably be the easiest to write for. I feel like out of those 3, there's probably more Halo fan fictions out there in the wild, I think.
So, I mean, if you did, where would you even put these? Like, there's just so many different fan fiction websites between Wattpad, fanfiction.net, and all of them have this kind of massively inferior interface than fan fiction, which is why
I agree.
Pony Stories, we've kind of sequestered ourselves off. Where would you even go if you began writing fan fiction for something else? Like where does that live?
Now?
Yeah, like where's the correct place?
I feel like if you did like smut or something, the most like the best place would probably be Archive of Our Own.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you tend to find the long, because like there's like 1 billion people on the internet, right? Yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 good like story repositories for fan fiction.
Right.
One is a website that is like 15, 20 years old at this point.
It's still like Web 2.0, yeah.
Yeah, it still hasn't updated. And Archive of Our Own, which has it's a blessing and a curse to have like that amount of freedom with tags.
Yeah.
It just leads to you having to spam story tags almost out of necessity, just to make sure your story would get found if searched up. But yeah, if I was gonna put like fan fiction anywhere else, and it was in the same vein as my current stuff, which you know, not safe for work, whatnot, probably be Archive of Our Own and Hentai Foundry.
Hentai Foundry, no, that's one we haven't heard very often. But that's really valuable to know for people, because we're at this interesting point in the MLP fan fiction where we're kind of condensed. It's like a soup that's been on boil. We're simmering down into the thickest I really shouldn't say thickest when we're talking about plot stories. We're getting down to the cream. Man, this isn't getting better. So it becomes this thing of like, who are you? If you want to get a larger audience than just kind of the same group, you kind of need to branch out and try doing more things than just horse. And so this is very valuable information for people that are looking to branch out.
I think actually having a isolated community like this has been like, I read a lot on like other websites and stuff. I feel like the story quality on film fiction, it might either be down to the lower amount of users or but I think that small community allows for more quality to break out, or at least it's a lot easier to communicate with each other on film fiction, and that has enabled a lot of people to actually learn and grow as a writer.
I think that's incredibly true.
Yeah, like if you go to fanfiction.net or Archive of Our Own, like there's no other website for fanfiction I've seen that has comment sections where they actually point out what the author's done grammatically incorrect or where they could improve on something. You only get that in fiction, and it's almost a shame that it's kind of like losing users and stuff. But I think when writers do eventually branch out to other websites, they're immediately going to jump to the top of whatever website they go to in terms of like writing quality.
Because I mean, at this point, you've kind of refined yourself, and you're jumping into a sea where there's, once you find a way to kind of get the algorithms that you're found, you can kind of just rise to the top with your superior quality compared to people that are still cutting their teeth.
But if you don't want to publish smut anywhere, but you want to get your work out there, I would recommend Royal Road. It's, other than film fiction, it's the only writing website I've seen where it's actually usable. The UI and the interface, it's very clean. It's reminiscent of film fiction. I would recommend people give it a visit, see if you like it. And if you write something on there and it does well, you can publish it straight to Amazon. So you can get a couple of pennies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question: who is your favorite author on the site, and who's your favorite non-film author?
Favorite author on the site. I feel like out of all of the authors who routinely publish stuff and that, I always give some Leech's stories a read.
Some Leech is definitely kind of taken over film fiction with his unique brand of smut.
Yeah, he appeals to almost every base, right? You got some straight stuff, you got some gay stuff, you got some fruit in there, you got a bit of everything, and I appreciate that,
No, that's fair. It's you're appealing to a wide fan base.
Oh yeah.
Non-film author.
Okay, if we keep it to purely online authors, not real life, not like I would probably say Snack Guy.
The Snack Guy. I can't say I've heard of them. What do they do?
They're an author who specializes in human male, non-human female romance type stuff, but not smut, like actual romance stuff.
I
funny.
am here for it. Snack guy, I'm googling right now.
No, I put behind the counter oh great on his website, the story Heart of the Mountain. I would give that one a that has a strong thumbs up from me.
Hell yeah.
In second place would probably be it's an author on Archive of Our Own. I can't remember his name. Kahoku. What's it? Uh,
So yeah.
I want to get his name out there at least. Archive. Almost.
I believe in you.
Cactus not safe for work.
Cactus not safe for work.
But similar stuff to Snack Guy. Fun, I feel like there's a severe lack of this type of content. I mean, yeah, there's tons of smart, but I like romance. I like the contrast of
Sometimes
what,
you want more than just
yeah,
fucking done,
yeah, exactly.
There's no judgment there.
And yeah, and if there is some smart in there, well, it's good written. It's very well written. I would strongly recommend both of these authors.
Next question is, who would you attribute much of your success to? Why is it me? He says jokingly. And who inspired you to try writing like you have in the first place?
Okay. There are two writers who I'm still following actually. Who directly helped me get into writing. One guy is called the Interlude, and the other guy is Coffee Bean. Interlude was someone who basically when I got started, I literally just looked through not safe for work authors, and I saw I was seeing who had made their first work on the website, a piece of smut, and I asked them, for tips. And Interlude had at the time just posted his story, so I, inquired about him. He gave me a few, tips on grammar and whatnot. And Coffee Bean he was the first proofreader I had, and he gave me some very encouraging words when it came to the story concept I'd done at the time. Those two helped me. They encouraged me, and it's thanks to them that I kept writing, and I am where I am now.
Hell yeah. Number 4 we kind of covered, but I'll ask it again. When do you get back into writing again and posting regularly?
March.
Boom.
There we go. Yep.
Got him. Every time we ask, it goes back a day. So we have to stop asking.
Yeah, June. Yeah.
Oh shit!
What? No, sorry, I didn't mean June. I meant September.
Oh.
A decade, a century.
Next question. Who would win in a fight? You or 500 5-year-olds? No weapons, just punches and kicks in any environment you choose.
5-year-olds. Wait, any environment I choose?
Yeah.
Okay, I suspend myself in the middle of an active volcano on a floating rock. There we go. And I win. But if we're talking like an open field, 500 5-year-olds, they win. Right? I'm not even going to pretend that I could fend off that many angry children.
You just find them on Mustafar.
Yeah.
And just like push them in the lava.
It's like how many... I think I could beat 5-year-olds in a fight. I could beat maybe 10 5-year-olds in a fight if I go sicko mode. But above 10, that's it becomes difficult to predict, especially if all I have in my hands.
He has a bonus question now. What would you do if mid-interview one of the Barcast members suddenly asked, "Is that the green ghoul?" and suddenly ceased to exist and was never seen again? This is clearly a reference.
Oh yeah, it's an inside joke. I don't I guess I could give context that playing a video game, normally the very straight man friend of the group asked that exact same question, and it came so out of left field and was so stupid that I couldn't stop laughing for like 20 minutes. It was a phenomenal question. I literally can't forget it. It inspired such a strong emotional response from me. Like on a phone call, go, is that the green ghoul? And then just Discord disconnect sound. Like what do you do? What
The
why
green
does
ghoul strikes again.
why does he reference it as the green ghoul? Why does he know what the green ghoul looks like? Why what why would he say that out loud?
What are the other colors of ghouls? Like
Like, it's one thing to go, what is that? And then just never appear on a phone call. But to specify what you see, like that, that Gosu is so bad. Like it's still funny to me.
Is
It
that? Wait, hold on. Is that the gold ghoul?
like kind of
I'm
like
you stick to the bit and just be gone forever.
is that a green ghoul?
Gone.
Gone. Yeah, it's the only other thing that still makes me laugh is there's this picture of a cat in makeup that I'm now going to spend the whole interview finding before I go, but I'll still take questions.
Okay. Well, we've only got 5 more questions, so I'm going to push through a little bit. Number 1, what's the secret, Jack?
Don't have an ego. Accept every piece of advice you receive, but make sure to cross-check with Google and be not being nice is being cruel is a choice. So don't be nasty to people. Always be nice 100% of the time. That's my secret.
The fuck is that cat? What the fuck is that cat? Milk, share that shit. What the fuck is that fucking cat?
Oh, hey.
Is that Rarity's cat?
I love that picture so much.
He's.
Look how full.
Don't fucking post a boner about that cat.
This cat is giving me feelings.
It's the ears.
Fucking furries, a lot of you.
Oh, okay.
We got more questions now. Number 2, invent a new machine. Use your words to invent a new machine.
Invent a new machine?
Yes. Make an invention.
Have an auto jelka? I don't know. How about
Okay,
people?
I see you also listen to Oni Plays.
Yeah.
Every fucking word I know immediately.
Jelka. Oh,
You must be joking.
You must be joking.
I bet he's also into choke jerking.
Yeah. Why hasn't that been invented? I feel like there's a market for that. An auto jelka? No?
Is my mic still being stupid?
Yes, it is.
We hear you.
Ah. I know you can hear me, but I make
You're
any
just-
other movement. It just has to go re. Sorry about that.
That's a new invention. How about you know how you have
Yeah.
hoverboards, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we just have hover shoes? Put like just have shoes that have wheels on them that you just press down with your toe and they automatically scoot you forward.
I'm sorry to say this, but they existed. Skechers had shoes, rollerblade shoes that went in.
Oh, these are just roller skates.
No, okay. Electric roller skates. Boom.
Okay, I'm in.
I'm looking for those. I thought they existed already, but no.
Yeah, so electric roller skates is my invention. I feel like at least 1 million of those would be sold.
Yes, I mean any excuse for people to be more lazy.
No, you can. It'd be like Jet Set Radio.
Oh fuck yeah,
Oh yeah,
that'd be,
dude.
that'd be badass. The next question is, what's the worst thing you've ever had in your mouth?
Oh dear. Uh, Worst thing I ever had in my mouth. I have a vivid memory of not looking whilst I was eating, and I just straight up bit into a moldy strawberry.
Oh,
Oh,
But yeah, that's
oh,
up there.
because those get like
No, yeah.
hairy.
No, it's like every strawberry around this particular strawberry was okay, right?
Mhm.
I don't know why this one strawberry decided, yeah, I'm gonna rot.
Look at the bright side. You got some free penicillin in there.
Yeah, my immune system. I, yeah, I'm immune to everything.
Oh God!
Thanks to that
Everybody
strawberry.
stand back. I'm gonna mold.
It's molding time.
And then it
Well,
molded all over. And then it molded all over the place.
How okay, question to you. When you heard I'm morbing, it's morbing time. Like what did you envision that as being in the context?
I knew it was an elaborate shit post.
No, I know, but I mean, did you think it was a transformation phrase like it's morphin time with Power
Yeah,
Rangers?
yes,
Okay.
I 100% yes.
No, I preferred to view it as like an incontrollable reaction, but he gave a name to it. Like it's morbin time. Like he's like struggling.
I imagine Jerry Leto, whatever his fuck his name is, looking at the screen and 90s lightning right behind him.
my favorite part of that whole shit post was that it got so viral that the fucking movie company thought it was because they wanted Morbius back
Yeah.
in theaters, so they extended it only for it to bomb again.
I feel like every movie should. I mean, hell, every company should have like a token 20-year-old to explain stuff to them. People are talking about Morbius, and they
And
must
then
love the
people
movie. And
be
then
like,
just
"No,
have
for
like the
real this
guy
time.
who.
Put
Yeah.
it into a 5-part series. We'll watch it then for sure for realsies."
No,
No cat,
Grandpa, they
as the
just
kids say.
they just want more Marvel movies.
That's all they. Yeah. Oh God, no! Please no.
Stop.
Up next, what is your favorite animal to eat?
Pork.
Pork. Yay,
Pig.
pigs.
Actually, got weird anecdote. In the UK, like, because we're an island country and we had to
Mhm.
deal with rationing during the 1940s and 50s.
Right.
Yeah, our entire culture is just used to eating like shit. When it comes to animals.
Right.
So, like, we eat kidneys and like tongues and hearts and lungs. Like steak and kidney pie, steak and kidney pudding.
I think one of my
Mm-mm-mm.
favorite posts I ever saw on something like that was some British dude taking a picture of their snack and be like, "It's a good." some good food today, and it was literally fries or chips with fucking gravy and peas on them. And someone
I
and
mean,
someone
like
re- and someone re- since someone replied, Paul Revere really saved me from this.
What the fuck is that?
it's called a
is
steak
that?
and kidney pudding.
What makes
I-
it
Like
a
a
pudding?
standard-
That's
I
not a
lo-
snack pack at all.
It just looks like
Oh.
yeah, it just looks like a meat pie.
That's a weird looking gotcha right there.
I
I'm sure.
love these things. Like the pastry's nice and soft and so good.
Pastry.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is a dessert.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they have pudding for dinner. You can't have it
Yeah.
unless you finish your pudding.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they invented the microwave just for this.
Pudding, more like putting this dick on your
Yeah.
face.
Oh man. Also, when it comes to
Obvious.
pies, we have more savory pies than dessert pies. I'm partial to pork pies.
I can't say no, actually. So there was cons where Pencil would make ham pies for us, and we would eat them. I think they were like chicken curry.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like meat. They were standard meat pies. I think she put a bunch of good shit in them. It was like
And there were
She
some
made it
other
for
ones.
Peter, I think.
There were pizza
Cake.
pies. There were all kinds of pies that she made. She's so talented.
I am partial to cream pies though, chocolate specifically.
Hostess cream pies, right?
I bet you love them double stuffed.
We're moving
Yeah.
on. Number 5. What would you do to impress someone you really like at a party?
I'd probably go the route of slapstick. I'd attempt a backflip, fail, but then like laugh it off, and then I become life of the party.
No, I'm in.
But if I actually want to impress someone, how about, I don't know. Oh man. I'm having existential dread here. I have no idea what I would do.
I guess you're not going to impress anyone at a party, which is fine.
Yeah.
Parties are bullshit.
So why are you applying for this job?
If I had to try to
Can I,
impress someone at the party.
Beyblade?
Beyblade? Yo, that would work.
Beyblade collection. I got a battle plastic battle thing in my car. I can bring it in.
You're hired.
No, do you want to see my impersonation of a Beyblade?
Oh. That's
You
wonderful.
turn around, stick out your ass, let it rip, you say.
Oh, I was me just spin my arms around in a circle.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
I love it. Number 6. Have you ever been naked?
Skip.
Yeah, got it. All right, we're over halfway through.
Okay.
So this is the boilerplate text where normally we'll talk about how we have a Patreon, and all the profits and proceeds go to helping Red Wings Horse Sanctuary, which Flam is going to soon. Flam, when are you going to Red Wings?
Thursday, actually.
Fuck yeah! Share information. What are you excited to see?
We're excited to see fucking Lil Bit and the rest of the other horses next Thursday, and we're gonna pet the shit out of them and see the facility, and hopefully feed them carrots and shit.
What question are you gonna ask him for the Barcast?
We're gonna ask him, what is a horse? Of course.
I expect this to be recorded.
Assuming they give us permission to do so, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. No, that's fair.
I will actually 100% introduce us all in as well,
That'd be
Barcast
great.
style.
That'd be great.
Impromptu interview with Lil Bit.
All right, next set of questions. We're moving along. Ebony Glow is up next. Number 1, what is your favorite main 6 to write?
Thinking. probably a toss-up between AJ and Rarity, because I find their personalities the most fun to toy with, I guess. So
No, that's fair.
I wish I had a better way to answer this question. But specific Rarity, she's my favorite of the main six, so she's my favorite to write.
Rarity doesn't afraid of nothing.
Although I think in terms of like who could have the broadest range of like stories to like mess with, like Twilight is pretty much a decent candidate. You can write any story with her.
Yeah, she's a silver bullet. Like you can.
Any plot, any idea.
Yeah, you can start with the idea for the story and then back into a way of why it's affecting Twilight.
And she pretty much works in every and any smut scenario too.
Oh yeah, she's the most
But, like,
fuckable horse.
Yeah, she's also the character with the most amount of Rule 34 art on the entire internet. Of that individual character, I mean. Second place is Hatsune Miku with 8,000. Twilight has 36,000, so make of that what you will.
That's shocking to me, actually. Is it because she has the normal version and the Equestria Girls version?
Perhaps.
did that-
I think you have a mixture of the early brony enthusiasm thing where like bronies created like decades of content within 4 years.
It's true.
Like there's an unlimited amount of reading material. If you chose to fat exclusively to MOP stuff, you could.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, so I mean it makes sense when you have that like in mind. So personal favorite to write Rarity, but best for general purpose Twilight.
Do you guys think that, like, say an apocalypse happens and then society comes back and they find the artifacts of our time and it's like, yeah, for some reason the people of this time were fucking this purple horse.
I mean,
They'll probably consider her to be like a goddess, like a fictional goddess.
A fertility goddess.
yeah,
Because of
probably.
all the sex associated with it.
I mean, if she's like the only surviving example of art like that, then yeah, probably.
They were roommates.
They were best friends.
The next question is, okay, so how about non-main six characters?
Yeah. Favorite non-main six to write, huh? Yeah, this is a harder question, but I tend to have the most fun with villains because there's surprisingly little, I'd say, like villain redemption stuff in general, or like I've written tons of stuff with Chrysalis and like Nightmare Moon that I've never published.
Mhm.
Like those, I like those two a lot.
People
Luna's also
eat shit up with them like it's candy.
But I'm going to go against the grain here, maybe. And I like writing Big Mac.
Big Mac's good.
Yeah.
He's kind of a blank slate character where you can kind of do anything you want with him.
Yeah, there's just like the general. Okay, he's neutral good, and
I want you to write a story where Big Mac never talks because if he opens his mouth, bees.
I hate you. I hate you. Why would you suggest this?
I need you to write this. Somebody listening to this, write this. Big Mac can't open his mouth because bees.
It would be better if he
it would
opened his
be.
mouth properly.
It'd be
It would
Okay, then here's the thing. Okay, new idea. Now that you mentioned that, Jackalope, that it needs to, the entire story needs to have bee puns littered within it.
okay.
And the last sentence is sometimes it just be like that.
It just be like that.
That's the only way I'll accept this story.
Are you
According to-
having a laugh? That doesn't
This
work.
sounds like something Pencil would actually write.
Big Mac, did you put those bees in your mouth just because you wanted to do bee puns?
Dr. Bees!
You better believe it.
Oh, I'm gonna scramble away before we add more bees.
Shut up, you bitch.
Oh my god. What are your thoughts on Generation 5? Or do you have any plans on writing something around Generation 5?
I'll post a screenshot. No, wait, no.
If it's Generation 5 just in a trash can, I'm 100% here for it.
I don't know. I see the potential. I just don't like that they started resorting to fart humor in the latest shorts.
They have?
Like,
Oh no, what is this?
Ooh! That
I
sounds
see
fun.
where this is going. I can tell by that title.
yeah. I have 4,000 words of this, but the Mind Goblins have prevented me from finishing it. I hope I can finish it soon. For reference, I started this like the week the movie came out.
She's finally gonna meet and have sex with her favorite hero, Superman.
Stop.
I mean, I've never seen
no.
the movie, so I don't even know what she thinks of Twilight.
You know, it's interesting. I'd recommend seeing the movie, but like you're not super far off.
Hmm.
Like you're correct in some of your assumptions.
Okay.
Last question from M. Nicolo. Biggest challenges you face as a writer?
Mind Goblins.
Yes.
But I guess the way to translate that to be an actual answer would be myself.
Yeah.
You know, an acceptable answer would have been also my own boner.
Wow. Maybe for you.
I never actually got aroused by anything I've ever written. True story.
I don't think I'm gonna move on.
How do you know? How do you know you're running gold if you don't have a boner? You don't get a stiffy. How do you know this?
Hot in my head.
You wear your own quality assurance when it comes to clop.
You better believe it. Okay.
He saw a green goblin.
The Green Ghoul.
Is that the Green Ghoul? Vandamus up next. How would you turn the worst pony into a slightly better but maybe not too bad pony?
Like in terms of like a villain?
Like so just a character that is unlikable. A good example, actually, a great example is Diamond Tiara's mother.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of redemption starts with self-realization. Like you have to you have to realize either through someone telling you or yourself that you're not a good person, or like as soon as you start feeling guilty for your actions, that's when you can start the road to redemption. So if I wanted to fix her mother, I basically just did it in the story I wrote. She realizes she went off at Diamond Tiara for no reason. Realize, oh crap, maybe I am a bitch, and then resolve to be a better person from there on out.
Maybe I am a bitch. I'm gonna take this moment to dedicate my life to being a bigger bitch.
Maybe I'm in the wrong.
No.
Maybe it's my guilt.
No, it's the children who are wrong.
Yeah.
So number 2 is an interesting question because there's a movie that's coming out very, very soon called The Cocaine Bear.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks amazing. And typically, Vandermoose asks about it. What is the most terrifying animal that would be on drugs? So the question is, what question would be even more terrifying on drugs, and what drug than Cocaine Bear, and how would the plot change?
A gorilla on cocaine would be pretty terrifying. And all that muscle and strength, but on hyper mode.
Gorillas are fucking strong. Like they're made of fucking just way more muscle tissue than a bear, and they're maybe is it? I guess it depends
I
on the
feel like
bear.
a gorilla's more agile than a bear, right? I
Oh,
would think
yeah.
at least. So they could get more wanton. They could kill more people probably.
Oh yeah.
In terms of destruction, though, you'd want something big. But if I gave a blue whale like hallucinogenics, would it, and then it tried to fling itself out the ocean towards New York City? Would it be able to do anything?
I just want to. I just want to remind you all what happened when they gave a dolphin LSD.
They tried to fucking hump a human.
That's
And
exactly
then-
what happened.
And then what they had to do is because the dolphin got depressed, they had the human give the dolphin hand jobs, and I think it was to try and make the dolphin speak English.
Yep. Look this up. This all happened on your taxpayers' money.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth has a really great
I
animation.
love the
of
CIA.
story. But man, if only we performed weird experiments like that now. Give it 20 years for something to be, declassified.
Sigh, if only crazy stuff like that happened.
Up next, you walk into a zoo. There is an exhibition of the most dangerous creature on Earth. What can you see in this exhibition?
Dangerous creature on Earth.
Is it mind goblins?
My God. Just like there's.
It's just a mirror.
Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Most dangerous creature on Earth. Cassowary.
Cassowaries are fucking
That's
terrifying.
oh shit. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like hippos kill more people, but I feel like if cassowaries, if they weren't isolated to a continent like island that is Australia, and they were just allowed to roam free on Africa, they'd probably be killing so many people.
You're just describing the plot for the newest Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like the only reason cassowaries aren't just massacring people is because Australians are mostly stuck to two parts of the country in large cities, so the cassowaries stay far away. But if cassowaries were like in Africa or something, like those death numbers would reach like triple digits.
I don't know what the natural habitat of the cassowary is.
It's like a sandy, beachy type stuff.
I was gonna say New Zealand, but I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Some island, I know that.
No, it's like they.
New Guinea.
With the Papa people.
Yeah.
I
In
don't know.
northeastern Australia.
These things are like probably the closest thing we have to real life dinosaurs in terms of like the birdy ones, not like crocodiles.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they even have like a weird, pointless horn on their head.
It's true.
True.
What?
Go ahead, Enigma.
But what? Well, Pencil's not here to answer this question. But what does their dong look like? Their schlong.
Why?
They're a bird. They're a bird, so it's ploica or whatever they're called. There's just a hole, my guy.
There's holes.
It's just a hole.
How many How many bees can they house in that hole?
Let's move on. I hate
You wouldn't
you.
believe the number.
Oh my god, I'm being insane. I don't fucking know. What story is your guilty pleasure? What kind of story is your guilty pleasure, Jack?
A story that hits all my kinks but is not written well, which happens more often than you'd think.
So true. So true. There's so many bad fanfics out there. It's like, oh, this is it. This is the story, and it's written so bad. And you're like, fuck. It's fine.
Where the hell
I'll
am I
still
gonna
drink
get these tags?
it. This guy has the. Oh god. This is how Shakes got big. Shakes just has the entire domination on incest x anything.
Why would you put big penis as a tag and not focus on it? Why? If you read one of my straight stories, let's just say, the one of the straightest stories I ever wrote was almost simultaneously the gayest thing I ever wrote. Big human cock. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, like the the amount of time I just spend describing that schlong.
He couldn't handle the schlong.
Can't handle it. Also, what else did I do that with as well? What the hell was that Big Mac story I wrote? The Big Kahuna. Yeah, that also that one too.
Yeah, the one with Feminon.
Yeah, Feminine and Big Mac. Just 4 paragraphs on Big Mac. He's dingling. That's what you get.
Paragraphs. I hope.
I trick you. I do it every time. I get away with it. That's what they don't tell you about writing.
I would only hope to be lucky to have my dick described in 2 paragraphs.
That's something I needed to fix too. Like in my hiatus, just like I definitely had to get out of the mindset of more is more rather than, less is
Well, the final question that we got is: does a series or franchise exist in which the writers did not drop the ball and ruin the whole thing by the end of its run? If yes, any recommendations?
The Expanse.
The Expanse.
Yeah. Books 1 to 10 they're fantastic reads.
Just the books.
recommend
We're
them.
not talking about the show.
The show is also phenomenal. The only tragedy of the show is that it got cancelled. They ended it at least with they ended the show with some questions left unanswered, but there at least felt like there was an ending. Whereas the books, you can read the entire thing with no questions left unanswered, and you can feel very satisfied. And if you like reading like long running series like I do, there's 10 books in that whole series. So how about it?
Oh yeah.
Is there any other series didn't drop the ball? It's actually fairly difficult to think. Chronicles of the Black Company is okay. I'd also recommend that. Oh, am I... Okay. Fancy recommendation, Chronicles of the Black Company and anything by R. Scott Bakker. The Expanse book series. If read that if you want to get to an ending. TV show is also great. Would recommend. Conversely, Brandon Sanderson isn't my cup of tea, but he also has written a lot, and he at least can get a beginning, middle, and end. So I'd also recommend him if you. I'm not a fan of his prose, but I can acknowledge that he's put effort into his settings. And yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my answer to that question.
Oh yeah. Well, then that is everything that we've got today. With that in mind, you mentioned March 12th for the next chapter. If you manage to get the next chapter out, what's next on the docket?
Okay. There's a story called The Village. That is a human male, zebra male story. That's a. It's for someone called on the community. They are called Everglow, I believe.
Mhm.
His like OC has been in a lot of some leech stories. Alex, he's called.
Mhm.
Uh, and I have one story I want to publish off-site because it wouldn't fit on-site. Human male X dragon something. That's a commission, and I have a really big story I want to get out called The Prince and His Guard. It's a human blue blood X, his guard. They take a train to Yakistan. There's a derailment, pursual, all that jazz, and I'd like to get that out by the end of March or April.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome. Well, in that case, that's all the questions that we have for today. Um, Jack, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with us and get deep and philosophical and talk about Halo being bad.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm always down to talk about Halo being bad.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Our number one donator today was Opium for the Mass. Thank you so much, followed up by Shakes. Milk, what are we up to next week?
Doing more things as I unmute myself so that people can hear me. We're probably gonna do another interview with somebody that I've not talked to yet, maybe, possibly.
Ooh, that'll be fun. It'll be a birthday gift to me. Well, with that said, um, thank you everyone for listening to this edition of the Barcast. Your bartenders this evening have been Flamin' Warfare, Dead, Enigmatic Otaku,
I know where babies come from, but how did they get in there in the first place?
Milk,
They get put there by the stork.
our amazing guest, Jackalope.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've never done anything like this before, so apologies for any hiccups, pauses, all that kind of thing.
No, you did great. You did great. And I'm Flutter Priest. Wait, is that the Green Ghoul?
Oh, we've got. Wait, is that
This
the Green Ghoul?
Nah, well, I don't know what. Oh, hey, it's a green.
I don't know why they've done this to me.